Merchant Cooperative and News Radio 94.3 WSC welcome you to Saturday's Small Business Spotlight. Each week, Christian Maurer will spotlight one local small business that's providing quality services to our community. Saturday's Small Business Spotlight is presented by Merchant Cooperative and heard exclusively on News Radio 94.3 WSC.
Good morning, Charleston. How are you today? My name is Christian Maurer. Show sponsored by the Merchant Cooperative, and I'm here with three lovely ladies this morning. And they're with the Lowcountry Pregnancy Center. Jill Morelli, she's a fundraising coordinator. Cheryl Lewis, the site director, and Kathleen Mazzell. How are you guys this morning?
Good morning.
How are you?
Great. Well, let's start off talking about, tell me about the history and founding of Lowcountry Pregnancy Centers.
Okay. LPC was founded in 1986 in North Charleston.
Excellent. And, you know, who's the founder?
Ann Badgley is our founder. And basically she just had a really big heart for the unborn and for helping women in our community. So she got the center going. Yeah,
that's a great thing to do. To help. These are young mothers that become pregnant.
Right.
Okay. And then they come and see you guys for help.
Right. That's what they do.
Excellent. What's the mission of what you guys do over there?
Our mission is to provide life-affirming reproductive health and family services in a compassionate Christian environment. And so the way I see it is that we're kind of a lighthouse in the community for girls who are in this really tough pregnancy situation. And so if they find out they're pregnant and they don't know what to do, they can give us a call and we can point them in the right direction, and we offer a lot of services to help them out.
How did you guys get involved with this?
Well, I moved to Charleston in 2007.
Where from? Where'd you come from?
From Mississippi.
Mississippi. First word I learned how to spell when I was a kid.
I know, it's a long state name. I moved here in 2007, and around 2009, I saw a little blurb about LPC in my church bulletin, and I thought sounded like a really cool organization, so I just gave them a call.
What church is that?
It was Stella Maris on Sullivan's.
Oh, nice. What about you other guys?
I actually heard in church from a dear, wonderful Charlestonian, Ann Limpesis. She spoke really with a lot of passion about all the wonderful things that the Lowcountry Pregnancy Center was doing, and that was about 7 years ago. And from hearing about that, then I came on as a volunteer, and then came on staff about 2 years ago.
That's great.
So I moved to Charleston in 2010 from Connecticut for grad school.
Oh, Yankee.
Yeah, I know. So one of my good friends in a Bible study that I was in was actually the current fundraising coordinator at Lowcountry Pregnancy Center. And last year when she and her husband moved to Alaska, she had suggested that I get in touch with Faye and get an interview for her position, and now here I am.
Yeah, she couldn't be here today, right? She had a newborn. Congratulations.
Yeah, she did. Little baby Ellie.
A granddaughter.
Her grandbaby, yes.
Grandbaby. Well, that's great, guys. I mean, you guys really work hard, and you've obviously been doing this a long time, and you've been...
We have a lot of passion for it.
Yeah. What changes have happened in the community over the past 28 years as a result of the work from the LPC?
Well, we've been able to provide over 110,000 visits for clients. We have been able to
110,000 visits.
110,000 visits.
What is that?
Over
What's a visit?
A visit is when someone comes into our clinic, whether it's for one of our services that we're able to help them with. That's how we track the number of people that we're able to influence.
Do they find you, or do you find them? Or?
We do all of that. They find us, and we find them. We, of course, through marketing, we do that. They're able to find us.
Our website, they can find us online.
Yeah, what's the website? Throw it out.
The website's lowcountrypregnancycenter for clients. And we also have a sister center called DAS. And so they can go to dascharleston.com. And those are client sites. But if someone wants to get involved with us, they can go to lpcfriends.com. And that's kind of a launching pad for them to just learn about the center and get more information. If they want to get involved or donate, LPC Friends is where they go.
Great. And, we're here to get the word out and go to those websites. You could donate on those websites. Jill, Cheryl, and Catherine, we're going to take a break. And you're listening to Charleston's first and only News Talk Radio at 94.3 WSC FM. Welcome back, everybody. We're with the Lowcountry Pregnancy Center with Jill, Cheryl, and Catherine. We left off. Let's go to Cheryl. How many locations do you have out there to help these gals?
We have 3 locations. We have a location in North Charleston on Northside Drive, just off Ashley Phosphate, right by I-26. A beautiful location there. We have a location in Charleston that is west of the Ashley at the intersection of St. Andrews Boulevard, Highway 61, and Old Town Road. That's Daz Medical Services. And then we've just opened a brand new location in Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Orangeburg?
Yes.
Oh, so you guys are expanding. It's just not only one. You are expanding to do bigger and better things for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Daz Orangeburg just opened just a few weeks ago. So we're very excited about that.
What are the main services that LPC provides? What medical services do you guys offer to the people in need?
We provide a free lab quality urine test to clients who are wanting to find out if they're pregnant, wanting to confirm a pregnancy. We also provide limited obstetrical ultrasounds for clients. And as most of us know, those can be very expensive. So we provide all of those services to our clients free of charge. We also provide...
So it's free?
Everything all of our services are free.
And of course, today we're trying to get out the word to help people, and we're trying to raise some money.
Yeah.
Right? Donating.
That's true. We would love for people to donate. This is a very big, important cause here in the Lowcountry, and we're helping a lot of people. So if people have a heart to make a difference, we're really looking for that.
Charleston's a great place for charity and raising money, but, you're listening and, this is something that doesn't pop into your mind. A lot of families just take this for granted because they've never had a life experience.
Sure, right. Absolutely. And it can really be a difficult time in someone's life, and so we're there to help them in a caring, compassionate way go through what can be sometimes a very difficult situation.
Sometimes it's difficult when it's planned.
That's right. Very true. Mm-hmm. That is very true. And another service that we provide is also we provide free STD testing. And
STD, I'm sorry, they give me a box of crayons over here.
We test for sexually transmitted infections. Mm-hmm. The 2 most common are chlamydia and gonorrhea, and that is what we test for. And those services are free of charge, which is very unusual that you're able to find a clinic where you can find those. So we provide those for women free of charge.
Cheryl, let me ask you this: you're a young gal, unplanned pregnancy. What options are available to women that find themselves in this situation?
Well, that's really what we exist to do, is to help them understand their options. If someone is coming in and they're in the midst of an unplanned pregnancy, we want to know, we want to help them try to explore their options. Are they interested in carrying their child and in parenting, if we can be a help to them during that process? Is making an adoption plan something that they're considering?
So they're making decisions. They have options to make. What kind of services are available to them? I mean, you can keep the baby.
You can absolutely do that.
Okay.
And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that they're able to understand that we will walk with them through that process if they do make the decision to carry the child.
Okay,
and to
so
parent.
they got one, carry the child.
Right. They
what
can
would
do
be
that.
the second option for
Another option would be that they make an adoption plan. Mm-hmm. And so we're able to then refer them and give them information on reputable adoption agencies that can help them through that process if they are interested in that.
So after let's go with option one. They make the decision to carry the baby. What other services do you offer once they make that decision? Are they just on their own? Where do you guys step in to help them?
We are there with them all the way. So we provide parenting classes for the women. We also provide parenting classes for the men.
So when you say parenting classes, as an example, what do you share with these young couples that are,
Right.
trying
So
to get
we'll have women and girls that will be in classes, and they'll learn about how to take care of a child. They'll learn about things like how to put a baby in a car seat.
Where are their parents? That the parents that I'm imagining if my daughter got pregnant, and the parents are there to help out. Grandma was there to help out. This is from my experiences.
Sure.
Would you see a lot of broken homes with this?
Sure, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really the biggest problem that you see? A young girl goes out there and gets pregnant, and then there's no support from family at home?
I think that's a really big thing, is that we try to be a support system for these girls. We're not just a medical center. When a girl comes in and she's facing this really life-changing decision to make, we're going to be with her through her decision making and after her decision making. And when she decides to parent, our parenting classes are so amazing, like Cheryl was talking about. It gives the girl a foundation for moving forward, and a support system and friends, and it really helps her out. So.
Catherine, let's tell us some interesting facts about the ministry that the people really don't know about that helps get this, like, call it the, your organization running.
Right. Well, I think what's really important that maybe a lot of people don't understand is kind of what we were just touching on, that we have a really holistic approach to helping women and girls in an unplanned pregnancy situation. And so we can end up, working with them throughout their pregnancy, and then even in the time after their pregnancy, and even after they've had their baby. And another thing that's really cool about the parenting classes is that when they're in the parenting classes, they earn baby bucks. So they can take baby bucks.
Well,
It's a really cool thing. They can go into our baby boutique. We have a really beautiful baby boutique at Lowcountry Pregnancy Center, where our clients who are getting the parenting education can shop for clothes, diapers, formula, just anything a baby would need, and they can essentially get a lot of these items for free. I mean, they're earning them, but they're not having to pay for them.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people
I'll donate.
them.
So if you're listening this morning and you got, extra cribs and extra toys, and I know you all do, especially if your kids have grown up.
Well, and
what number do people call right now? They write down to call you guys to help out.
Our number is 843-553-3505. And if someone is interested in donating something for the baby boutique, something fun that you could do is have a baby shower and actually host it for the pregnancy center and invite some friends over and collect diapers and bottles and things like that. I know our real needs, I think, are diapers and formula, Gerber Good Start formula.
And they can come to the locations.
They can come and drop it off.
Check it out.
9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm. Now, is it geared, I know it's geared towards women and babies mainly. What, if any, services do you offer to men? I mean, the guys out there, what?
Yeah. Well, guys have a really important role to play in the pregnancy decision.
Oh, no question about it.
Yeah, a lot of times guys feel left out and kind of like, well, it's just up to the woman, but it's really not. And we encourage, boyfriends and husbands to be active in the decision-making process with their girlfriends and wives. So,
are most of the women single, Catherine?
We see a mix. We have single women, married women. Really, we see all different. So it's not necessarily one set group. I mean, an unplanned pregnancy can happen to any woman. In any circumstance. Okay,
we talked about a couple different options: keeping the baby,
right?
Giving the baby up for adoption,
right?
Okay. Do you offer any help for women who've had an abortion? Is that an option? And
yeah, absolutely. What we are there to support the woman who has had an abortion in her past. We have a licensed counselor on staff, Nancy Hewitt, and she has a program, and we have a program. It's called PACE, and it is a post-abortion support recovery process that they will go through with Nancy. There are so many women that are walking around who have past hurt from abortions in their lives that they don't feel comfortable sharing with other people.
Oh yeah, that's
There's
a
lot
of feelings and who knows the circumstances, and
Yeah, absolutely.
so
And
emotionally
so-
it must be just tremendous on a young mother.
Very difficult. And a lot of times, too, it may be years later. So we have women that go through this PACE program in order to go through a recovery and a healing after an abortion. And so we want to be there for them regardless of what's happened in their life. We want to be a support to them.
And do you have typical hours? They come and see any time? And is it sort of like... you have a contact there, a big sister or something like that, where volunteers can...
Well, the licensed counselor, Nancy Hewitt, is involved, and what she does is she runs, and it's in a group setting, but we also, in situations, she is also there for our clients to work with them if they do need individual help as well.
How many women do you see on an average week, an average month, and annually?
We
Do you get any numbers like
usually serve about 400 per month.
400 a month?
400 per month.
Per location or total?
Total, with our locations together.
Boy, you guys are, that's, and yeah, helping them out. And it takes a lot of money to do that, right?
It does.
It absolutely does.
Jill, how do you volunteer?
Well, we utilize more volunteers than people might realize. At all three of our offices combined, I think we have somewhere around 60 volunteers that help us out. And we have a wide range of volunteers. We have volunteer nurses who do ultrasounds. We have
Right. I'm thinking back to the medical services.
Yes.
I mean, you got some
It
people
can get
really stepping
expensive.
up
Yes.
and bringing in their expertise and education and their background to help you guys.
Right.
Our volunteers are amazing. We have volunteer peer counselors, volunteer teachers for our parenting and relationship classes, and others who volunteer for fundraising events or in our Because We Care program. And we even have volunteers who will come in to help us stuff envelopes for mailing or help us clean if we're really overwhelmed. We have maintenance volunteers.
How many people you got total on staff? I know you guys are a nonprofit, right?
Well, that's what's really important to mention, I think, is that we have, I think, between 20 and 25 staff members,
Okay.
but we have 60 volunteers. So we actually have 3 times as many volunteers as we do staff. So our volunteers are absolutely essential to
People with big
keeping
hearts.
our centers running.
Absolutely.
What do you need to do to volunteer?
Well, you can just get in touch with us. In general, we're always in need of volunteers who can train to be peer counselors. That's one of our biggest needs.
Peer counselors.
Yes.
What do they do, for example? I mean, someone volunteers to be a counselor.
Yeah, a peer.
Cheryl, what do they, okay, let's say I want to do it. What do you tell me to do as a volunteer?
Well, our peer counselors are women, of course, because they're working with women. But they go through a training course that will allow them to help and work with the women. But what they'll do is they'll actually be an advocate for the women. When the woman comes in, they will meet with them and they'll help to gather some information from them about what's going on in their life. And they're part of that process with the woman, helping to understand what she's going through, be there for her. And it's a wonderful thing for women to do for other women. If you're looking to volunteer and help other women in need, it's a beautiful way to do it.
Okay, I can't dress for that part. You explained it well. Give me an example, guys, okay, of somebody that you can think back of that you helped. I mean, that young mother or young couple or something. If there's someone that sticks out in your mind, give me an example of what took place and how you helped them.
Okay, well, I'll give you an example of one that is...
Sticks in your mind?
It does stick in my mind, and it's very unusual. Her story kind of sounds more like, I guess, what you would think of as a Lifetime movie, probably as someone's life, unfortunately. But it was a young 19-year-old woman that came in, and she had been through a terrible situation. She had been raped by her stepfather.
Oh, God.
And she was pregnant and came in just absolutely devastated, thinking that she had absolutely no hope and that abortion was her only option. But we were able to help her go through the process with her, help her understand what was going on in her body with the pregnancy, also help her understand about her ability that this was her child, and walk with her through that process. She made the decision on her own to parent that child. and to make that child a part of her family. She came in dejected, hurt, upset. She left a different person. She left empowered, which is what we always want to do with women, to let them know that they do have choices.
Well, let's take a break and come back and wrap it up. I'm here with the Lowcountry Pregnancy. These people do so much work and help so many people. It's tremendous. You're listening to Charleston's first and only FM News Talk Radio on 94.3 WSC FM. Welcome back, everybody. Saturday morning, Charleston. Talking to people that help kids. Lowcountry Pregnancy Center. Let's call in, raise some money for them, donate some stuff. Cheryl, let's get back to that story.
Okay, so it was really hard
and the story we're talking about is that, the stepfather...
Yeah, the stepfather...
took advantage of this young lady. She came in 19 years old.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't say it on the radio.
Yeah, he actually fled the country.
Coward.
Yes, fled the country. But when she came in, she thought she had no option.
Right.
Except for abortion.
And to be totally freaked out.
Absolutely.
Depressed, beaten down.
Absolutely. And just thinking that there were no options. And that's what we see so very often, is that there are girls and women and their partners.
They're scared.
They're absolutely scared. And they think that there are not any options. And to be able to see that, to empower them, that they're able to make a change, and that we're able to walk with them through that process, that there is someone there that's not looking to benefit from them. We're not taking any money from them.
I love you guys. That is fantastic. On break, we were talking about the fatherhood program that you guys offer also.
Yeah.
Well, our fatherhood program, it has two parts to it. There's 24/7 Dad and Dr. Dad, and we call the program Fearless Fathers. And really, it's just a really neat way for men to become involved in the fatherhood role and the parenting role. So we just want to put it out there that, even though so much of what we do is centered around women, we also have a special aspect of our ministry that's just for men.
Oh, so there's obviously the sperm donors,
right?
Who want to get involved, right?
Right, but it's so much more to become a father, and a lot of guys are kind of searching for what that means.
And there's men in the ministry that are
right. We have a fatherhood coordinator, Eddie
walking
Francis.
These guys through.
Eddie does a great job. He helps these guys, and what's neat is that sometimes it's a new dad who's coming in and he kind of wants some help, but then sometimes it's a father who's had a couple of kids and maybe he just wants to learn how to be a better dad. So
that's a great point.
Yeah.
There's the way the social media and the society changes. I mean, there should be a refreshing course.
Right.
We're going to have to start wrapping up, but here, let me ask you this: where do you guys? How does your center operate? Do you receive any government funding? And
no, we do not receive any government funding. All of our funding is from private individuals, private donations.
I thought the government would be all over this.
Yeah, no, we're operating apart from any government help. So, but you know what? We're really blessed, and we know that there's people listening right now that are gonna hear about this ministry and know how important it is to make an impact on the lives of women.
What's the greatest need right now? If you had a magic wand and say, I want this right now. For people to get involved,
for people to know what's going on with Lowcountry Pregnancy Center, and just to have a heart for our ministry. That's really what's important. Jill has a lot to say about the walk. We have a really big fundraising event coming up.
We do. It's on Saturday, November 1st. It's at Wanamaker County Park, and it starts at 10 a.m. It's only 17 days away, and aside from our annual fundraising banquet, this is our largest fundraiser of the year. So our goal this year is to raise $125,000.
How many years you been doing this?
This is our seventh annual walk.
Oh, you guys are great.
So we're hoping to have 800 people there, and every single dollar raised
How far is the walk?
It's 2 miles. It's a 2-mile walk around Wanamaker. It's all paved, so it's wheelchair friendly. And for more information on the walk specifically, you can go to lw4l.org, and that's the number 4.
That's a great family event to go to.
It is. Mm-hmm.
I can handle 2 miles. I'll come.
You should. Please come.
The co-op, we'll make a donation.
That would be wonderful. We'd love to have
great.
you there. It's a fun, family-friendly event.
So what happens on walk day, real quick?
Well, it starts at 10 a.m. with registration and check-in, and there will be live music, lots of free food, face painting, games, prizes, lots of giveaways. Our executive director will say a few words, and then we'll go right into the walk. And it's not a race. You can take your time doing the 2 miles and enjoy it, and just come out with your family to support LPC and what we do. Write it down, guys. And I want to take this opportunity right now to thank Jill, Cheryl, and Catherine for coming out today.
Thank you.
Appreciate
being here.
And getting your word out. My name's Christian Maurer. You're listening to the News Radio 94.3 FM, WSC.
Saturday Small Business Spotlight is presented each week by Merchant Cooperative, a full-service credit card processing company that provides payment processing services to businesses all over the Lowcountry. Thank you for listening, and be sure to join us each Saturday at 7:30 as Christian Maurer spotlights one local small business right here in the Lowcountry. Saturday Small Business Spotlight, presented by Merchant Cooperative, is heard exclusively on News Radio 94.3 WSC.